Hello everybody, and welcome to another Strixhaven draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. It's free to do all of those things, and it really does help me out. Also, check out the Twitch stream live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. And if you would like, you can support my work directly via the Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Okie doke. So, starting things off in this pack, Ingenious Mastery is a solid rare. I've played with it a little bit, but it's nothing to write home about. It's a very late game card, and overall, I don't think it is not real. It's not like a card that's like unpassable by any means. There are two good uncommons in the pack. Flunk is pretty good, and Emergent Sequence is also very good. Emergent Sequence leads to some very busted draws when you have it in your opening hand. Flunk can also do some good stuff in the removal department. And then in the common section, none of them compares to these two uncommons, I don't think. I think the two uncommons are better than the rare, and also better than all the commons. But of the commons, I like Zoomancy Professor and Prismari Pledge Mage. Here, though, between Sequence and Flunk, I think I'm going to take the Flunk. Just get the removal spell and go from there. Moving on to pack 2. There's an uncommon missing from the... No, there isn't. There's a common missing from this pack. So we don't get a huge signal. They did not take Frost Trickster, which is a pretty good common. It's pretty solid in defensive decks for stalling and pretty good in aggressive decks. It does not pair particularly well with Flunk. It doesn't go that well in your defensive decks as either, just because it's not a great blocker, but it's still a reasonable card. They took the lesson, that makes sense. Good observation. The rare is not particularly playable. Trudge would keep me mono black, but I think that Trickster is comparable or better. And I think Trickster's a little bit better than Trudge. So we're going to take the Trickster. After that, I would take Brackish Trudge. I do think the card is good still. And after that, I would probably take Pledge Mage or Pledge Mage, one of those two. Pick 3, we are confronted with Mortality Spear, which is a very good card. There's also Mage Duel, which is a very good removal spell that can go either with the Frost Trickster or with the Flunk. Bookworm is also similar in that it can go with either one. Yeah, the stadium's not very good. I don't do stip drafts, World Rock. This is actually pretty close because the two green cards can go with either of my first couple picks, whereas Mortality Spear only goes in one direction. And they're all pretty good cards. I kind of want to take Mage Duel. Bookworm's nice, but it is kind of clunky. I'm just going to take the Mage Duel. Ah, it's tough. It just leaves me more open, and I don't prioritize being open all that much, but I do value it a little bit. Now there's a Quandrix Pledge Mage. I do like this card. It's also Practical Research to go with the Trickster. Inkling Summoning is pretty good, but black-white doesn't necessarily look open. I guess we see a couple of white cards here. I like the Pledge Mage, I think, over the Practical Research. And now there's a Needlethorn Drake. Great blue-green card. We've got a nice little blue-green transition here. Witherbloom Pledge Mage is also pretty good in that deck. There are some Witherbloom cards, but I think Needlethorn Drake is better than the Pledge Mage by enough that I'm willing to take it here. Just getting a good defensive 2-drop, and we could consider splashing the Flunk too. Okay. Now there is a bookworm. I like having one of these in my deck. I tried experimenting and I had a deck that had 3 of them, and it's just so awkward to draw multiples. You only ever need one. Pop Quiz is also good. Implementer's solid. Charge 3 is good with Mage Duel. We're going to take the bookworm, though. I actually haven't had as much success with Quandrix, but I do still think it's good. And now I get to take another Needlethorn Drake. Curve is pretty reasonable, too. But just getting another good defensive 2-drop is fantastic. Leyline Invocation versus Introduction to Prophecy. I think I'm just going to take the Introduction to Prophecy. I currently don't have any Learn cards, but this is a card that I've gotten decently often when I do go to the sideboard. Maybe I just need some top end. I already have a Bookworm, though. Yeah, I can get a Fractal Summoning to get big Fractals going. There we go. Speaking of Fractal Summoning. Golden Ratio I haven't gotten to play with yet. Seems like it could be okay in this sort of deck. We have 1-1, 2-2, that sort of thing. I'll take the Campus in case I want to splash the Flunk. I haven't played with Golden Ratio yet. I don't think it's unplayable, though. I like the way this deck is shaping up, though. Couple of 2-drops, potential for a splash if we get a Environmental Sciences. Since we already have this Flunk that we could splash, I like doing this. I also like Expanded Anatomy. I find myself getting this sometimes. I don't think it's unplayable either now. So I think we found the open lane. We're 6 cards deep into our deck. Curate is actually quite nice. You can mill a Bookworm. You can use it with Mage Duel. Power up the Pledge Mage. I like Curate. We don't currently have any Learn cards, but we have 3 Lessons, which is kind of a nice spot to be. And now another Campus. Splashing. If we get a Environmental Sciences, splashing black is something that we can do fairly easily. But it can be better. It's not that hard to facilitate a spot where that happens deck list. And it can do better than that as well. I don't like card draw. I do not think card draw is weak in the format either. I tried playing Reject. I really did. Tested that one out. It is not good. The first time my opponent cast a big Fractal Summoning and I couldn't counter it, I was like, yeah, that's too rough. Okay, so in this pack, Tezzeret's Gambit is good with Pledge Mage. Get an extra counter. Other than that, this pack is not great for us. I'm not a huge fan of Invocation, and we can probably get it later. The Nasari is the really good half of this. We're going to take the Gambit. Yeah, it does work with fractals, but I find that most of my fractals are pretty large anyway. It does work if we get Expanded Anatomy from anything. We'll take the Gambit. Elemental Expressionist, eh? I can't play it, but I'm just reading it. This card's pretty good, I'd say. There's a Scurrid Colony, there's a Pop Quiz, and there's a Fractal Summoning. I like getting the 2-drops. Having 4 2-drops, I think, or so, is pretty nice for these decks, and I have 2 of them already. I already have 1 Fractal Summoning. Colony's decent. I'm not really looking to splash right now. I do like Pop Quiz as well. Scourge has performed well for me. Okay, getting elemental summoning is nice. And now that I have a couple of good learn cards, I'll be more ambitious taking the other ones. Ooh, Aether Helix is nice. Eureka Moment can also do good stuff. We'll take the Aether Helix. Field Trip is my kind of card now. Great pickup. Helps me cast Bookworm. And I'll probably have some more big targets. Also, it can get one of my elemental summoning, my fractal summoning. I have a good suite of lessons now. So now I can just take learn cards. I'll just snap them up. I've also got good defenses early. 3/2 drops is a good spot to be. Good mid-game, Quandrix Pledge Mage. Then I've got some late game. So overall, this deck has all of the elements it needs to succeed, I think. I even have some interaction because of this Mage Duel and the Aether Helix. It is a decent lesson, but you don't want to prioritize it because there's not that many artifacts and enchantments running around. Introduction to Annihilation is good, but I'm just going to take Frost Trickster. I have coaching on one of my Patreon tiers, fair. Frost Trickster. Not really a Zephyr Boots deck, but Trickster's nice. Again, I'm not going to have all that much interaction. Currently only Mage Duel and Aether Helix. That makes this a little bit more appealing, but I'm just going to take the raw power level card. Okay. Gonna keep taking these. I don't have any learn cards at the moment, which is a little bit worrisome, but still early days, and I can get a lot of the cards later. I have one learn card, I guess. Professor of Zoomancy is great. I think Zoomancy Professor is more important than the Synode. I don't really have... I need to just have a big creature to help me stabilize the ground, I think. Professor's just really good. Gets you a chump blocker. Golden Ratio, eh? Well, there's the Golden Ratio, folks. I might take Leyline Invocation, though. It's really hard to dumpster Leyline Invocation. The only card that really does it is Aether Helix. There was a Golden Ratio there. Golden Ratio works well with Zoomancy, too, because you immediately get 2 bodies. Pop Quiz is nice. I can take any learn cards and know that I have a good card to get now because I have a Fractal Summoning, 2 Elemental Summonings, and an Introduction to Prophecy and Anatomy. So really exactly where I want to be on that front. Sure, we'll just take the uncommon. Burying Books is different from a bounce spell, though. It does answer tokens nicely, though. I will agree with that. Like, this card, changing something from a bounce into a hard removal is very different. Bury's already kind of hard removal in many ways. I'm feeling pretty happy about the Scurrid Colony pick. Wow, congrats, Asteroid Down. I'm really liking where this deck is right now. We're not going to play Tend the Pests on the splash. We're currently not splashing at all. With this pack, though, the only playable... If there was a playable blue or green card, we probably wouldn't take the Sciences. But as it is, we can now probably splash this Flunk pretty easily. And it's a good card, so we probably will. Keep it civil, deck list. Everyone's just trying to learn. And not necessarily in the figurative sense. I mean, yeah, just move on. Honor Troll. I don't really have life gain. I could take Eliminate and just splash black. I think I'm going to splash black. I have 2 Witherbloom campuses and a Flunk. And Eliminate's pretty solid. You can take out a big token. I don't think Test of Talents is particularly good. This is a good card, though. I've been impressed. There's also a Bury in Books. Maybe I can wheel that. People don't prioritize that card at all. Four for 4 that's hard to target is pretty nice. Snow Day is also decent. Also getting some campuses is good. And another pop quiz. And a Scurrid Colony. I do like Snow Day. Oh, you're right. I have not used that code. Yeah, I saw someone mention that the other day. I haven't used it. Getting a 4th 2-drop is real nice for the early game. And it's also a decent late game draw. Punished a little bit by getting another 2-drop. I'll probably play all of these 2-drops, but I think 4 is probably the best number. And now we get a Bury in Books. I do like Arcane Subtraction, but Bury's a little bit better. Bury also works well with Torrent Sculptor. Field Trip or Pop Quiz. I don't actually ramp to all that much. I think I'm just going to take Pop Quiz. I'm not going to splash Lash or Malice, but I'll take it, I guess. Vortex Runner gives me another creature. I already have 1 Leyline Invocation. And just as I predicted, Bury in Books came back. This is one of those things where I know Bury in Books is quite good, but other people don't. And if I can get a Bury in Books 5th to last, then I get extra value by getting now a Torrent Sculptor and a Bury in Books. So the fact that there was a chance Bury in Books wheeled, I think that was a spot where I outsmarted myself. I started prioritizing cards where I thought they should be taken instead of where other people were taking them, which was a mistake. Okay, this is actually a really good card in our deck. And we might not even need to splash black at this point. Three pop quizzes is a lot of pop quizzing. Okay, I don't know if we need to splash. Splashing does get us access to flunk and eliminate. But we already have enough playables as it is. It's just so easy to facilitate the splash. It does cost us in terms of casting Needlethorn Drake on turn 2. We're pretty good at facilitating a splash. And Flunk and Eliminate are both pretty reasonable cards. They both kill a lot of things that I care about. I can go down to one swamp. How many green sources do I have? Yeah, down a swamp, up a green source. That way I'd have 8, 8, 1, 2, 3, plus sciences. So I have to cut 3 cards. I think Eliminate and Flunk are better than my worst couple cards. I'm going to cut Leyline Invocation. If I need a big thing, I can get it off of one of my pop quizzes, because I can just grab a Fractal Summoning, so I don't need a 6-drop clunking up my hand. So that's a pretty easy cut. I'm also going to cut... I'm considering cutting one of those creatures, like a Vortex Runner type deal. Tezzeret's Gambit, what does that work with? Tezzeret's Gambit might be a cut. It works with counters on Torrent Sculptor, that's 1 card. Quandrix Pledge Mage, that's 2. And any Fractal Summonings I get. I don't think Tezzeret's Gambit is worth it in this deck when I have 3 pop quizzes. Serpentine Curve, you're right. Serpentine Curve. I'm not playing the Invocation, though. I think Tezzeret's Gambit is worse than Pop Quiz because it costs an extra mana if I don't want to pay life. And I think Learning is probably better than drawing a card because it can get me a Fractal Summoning or Environmental Sciences. So I'm going to cut that. And then I think Amplimancer might be my worst 2-drop. So I'm going to do that. Because I think Quiz is better. Quiz works better with my Pledge Mage, getting me double the spells. I think Vortex Runner might be better than this card. Maybe that's not true. I'm going to add the 2-drop instead of Vortex Runner. Because in the late game, they're comparable because I can pump a bunch of mana into the 2-drop. But on turn 2, I really want to have a play so I don't fall behind. And then I can go over the top of people by just pop quizzing, Frost Trickstering. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Thank you so much, King Leon, for the subscription. I appreciate that. I can just put Expanded Anatomy onto like a Frost Trickster or something. I think I'm going to run it like this. What's the color distribution? Pretty even. I like it. I'll see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support me and my work over at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special thanks to those who support me at the credits level. It is thanks to Patreon support that I'm able to continue improving the quality of my videos and that I am able to produce as many videos as I do. As my way of saying thank you to patrons, there are a host of cool little rewards, noteworthily the reward that gives you access to my card-by-card grade spreadsheet for Strixhaven, and then there's also rewards like being put in the credits and even coaching for the higher tiers. Thank you so much to all of my patrons, and without further ado, let's get to the matches. Welcome to round 1. We're keeping this. Drake into Pledge Mage is a really good start. Into Pop Quiz. I don't know why the game lagged out there. It's glitchy a little bit. If I draw a land, I can get this thing into play otherwise. Beautiful. I'm going to get expanded in environmental sciences, so I can keep hitting land drops. So ideally, I'll give them a chance to block. And now I will get a 4/4. It'll save me a mana. So next turn, I'm probably gonna play Professor. I'm just gonna get expanded anatomy. Can buff up my flyer. Hello, noob. Got the win. Nice. Very effective deck there. Really got some work done. I'm going to restart the MTG arena so it's not laggy, and I'll see you folks next round. Welcome to another round. We will keep this on the play. I'm going to play Amplimancer because Scurrid Colony gets better as the game goes on. And this card, I'm happier to trade it early. Just going to get environmental sciences, I think. That's kind of scary. I assume they're going to attack me. If they don't, I'll just pop quiz them. They are in Mythic, so they might play around Bury, but they also might just know that I could have pop quiz and not worry about it. This guy's going to be a problem, so I have to kill it now. And now you get to see the brilliance of saving my Scurrid colony. Because if I did have to... If this had traded off, my Scurrid colony would actually be good now. It would be a 4-4 almost. Torrent Sculptor is going to be massive. Flunk, you say? I can give the guy -5, -5. I could have saved my bury. So even if they sack it to this, it won't matter. Got the win. I'm in a very good mindset today in terms of the gameplay. I was not in such a great spot yesterday. Thanks, Leon. Ooh, against number 37. Our deck is good. We're strong. I must say, it does feel better to win against the strongest players in the world. Or on the ladder. These are the best that I can go up against on a consistent basis, so it feels fun to be in Mythic. Everyone plays really well. The games are tight. On turn 3, if we don't hit a land, it's kind of interesting. I think we still play the Pledge Mage for maximum pressure. Okay, we did hit a land. Sure. This guy could take over a game if they don't have a good sequence. I just want to keep hitting land drops. They could have Snakeskin Veil. Okay, they do not have Snakeskin Veil. This just gets in the most damage as possible. Beautiful. That's a huge draw as well. I'm going to get the fractal summoning now. Diversify my threats. Three quick wins. I think Quandrix Pledge Mage on the play is one of the best draw cards to have in the format. Is what it's felt like. I feel like I can't beat... it's very hard to beat. That's one of the reasons I'm splashing Eliminate. It's because that's a clean answer to the Quandrix Pledge Mage and to Rutha. Rutha's another terrifying card that dies to Eliminate. We were able to take him down. The deck is cruising. We have won all 3 die rolls, so we haven't had a real challenge yet. We've had good openers, but that's one of the things about building a deck that's very consistent. We have 5 2-drops. We have like a bunch of 3s. They're very interchangeable. This is one of the best decks I've had in the format, I think. Getting a nice 7-0 would be real good. It feels good to always have it. Okay, this is a bit more of a challenge. We're on the draw. We've got a clunkier hand, but we're still going to keep it. One of the things is you have to trust your deck. We built our deck with enough cards to work things out. They have a good start. Oh, they don't have a 3rd land. Well, that's going into the graveyard. So now I have a decision. Do I screw over their land and keep them land screwed? Or do I kill the pugilist? That's going to be a problem for me later. Killing the land does seem strong. Yeah, pugilist also gets slowed down. I can find an answer to that. I can also bury it in books. And they aren't drawing a land next turn either. This way I can bounce whatever they play and get back my guy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can make a 5/5. I can also bounce this and get back my Professor of Zoomancy. I'm fine going trade. Guess not killing the Pugilist is going to punish me. Now they have 7 mana. I can get back Death Touch, though. Two, 6. Mage Duel or Flunk. Oh, that's a good draw. If they play a land, I have a nice double block on this guy. If they don't play a land, I have good defenses set up. Oh no. I have got to end this game in a hurry. They have a decent double block here. Can I win if they draw a land? Probably not. They play their Professor of Zoomancy again. I could beat one Pugilist fairly easily. If my only hope is them not drawing a land, I need to make a play that makes that the best. So they can play the Pugilist and this thing. I'm going to save the tap for their Master Symmetrist. And hope they don't draw a land this turn. I can also get a nice scry in. Let's go, they whiffed. Is a 6/6 good here? They're gonna have to trade. They're 3/3 off. Yeah, 6/6 is good. Oh no, they'll just chump. So if they miss on land for one more turn, we're in business. Do I want to put Bookworm into the deck? Probably. So they chump. I guess it's a 5/5, not a 6/6. So they did not hit a land. Oh, I miscounted how many lands they had. Oh my gosh, what was I doing? Oh my gosh, I just straight up miscounted. That's horrendous. No use scrying. I know what I'm drawing. Okay. Okay, so if I attack like this, how are they going to block? They'll chump. They'll double block that guy. I'm just going to attack with these guys, I think. They'll chump. This will become a 4/4. And this way I don't die to any shenanigans. If they draw a land, I don't die. And they're dead to my flyers next turn. Yes! Didn't Alpha win? No, it didn't. I don't have trample. They can block things across the board. How? They have 3 blockers. They have 1, 2, 3 extra blockers, so they could have double blocked this guy and eaten that. Let's go. I'm pretty happy with how I played that. Other than the fact that I counted their lands wrong. That game plays out a little bit differently if you know that they have the Pugilist lands. We're in the numbers again. That's always a good feeling. We beat 2 Pugilists. I think killing their land turned out to be a real good call. Because Pugilist wasn't as scary, and I think it slowed them down a decent amount. Dang it, I wish I had counted their lands properly. That was bad. They played a land, and I was like, oh, I'm dead. And then they... Yeah. I might have done some things differently. But I think killing them as soon as possible was good. I think saving the Frost Trickster to be able to tap their Reach guy was really big there, too. Very happy with that play. Whew. Good hand. I could get this to unlock Flunk, but I think I'll be able to do that later. So next turn I'm going to play Zoomancy on my 5th mana. Then I'll have 6 mana to get a 4/4 down. I think I'm going to get a Fractal Summoning. If they do attack me, then that's probably okay for me, and they're probably not going to attack me, so I might as well get the 2 damage in. Now that's a tough cookie to crumble. So I can make a 4/4 with this. I'd rather make something bigger than the Professor. So I'll just bury and book something. They did miss a land drop, but I'm not going to kill their swamp when they have such good cards in play. I maybe should have killed the Sedgemoor Witch there, and then they would have had to shuffle it into their deck. But I think I'm just chilling here. I'll just be able to beat the 1/1s. So now my guy's bigger than Professor of Zoomancy. They can flunk my Professor. And my Scurrid Colony is going to be online. This is the block that makes sense to me. It's the obvious block. They probably calculated it. But even if they have put a +1/+1 counter on it or make it indestructible, I still win this. Okay, Infuse with our Vitality makes sense. That card was going to be annoying no matter what, though. I guess I could have waited until I had Bury the Books up, because I will have it up this turn. Yeah, I misplayed. I should have just waited. I should have just taken 3. It was pretty clear they had something. I could have probably deduced that they had this. This game's over, though. I messed it up. I think I did need to bury the witch. Need to draw pop quiz now. Tough. Can't win them all, I guess, but I could have won this one if I had waited a turn. I had the burying books for the blowout on their infuse, and I just messed it up. Them having this in play makes this really tough. So now I can block the 1/1s. And if I top deck the worm, bookworm, maybe I'm alive. Bookworm? Yikes. Okay. Yeah, I messed that game up. On 2 counts, really. I was too eager to double block with the obvious play. And I also should have buried the witch when I had the chance. I underestimated it, for sure. I thought I could maybe beat the 1/1s, but they're just too tough because it makes it so all my creatures have to stay in play to be able to hold off the swarm. If I'd waited a turn and just not blocked, I would have been able to win, I think, though. Because I would have still had my 5/5. And my 1/1. And so then I could have used a mage duel to take out something. Also, it might have been correct to get environmental sciences, just so I can cast my spells guaranteed. Because Flunk would have been good there. Get back on track. And we have a great hand. 2-drop, 3-drop, some tempo play, some learning. Even better, we get to play the Needle Thorndrake. I think my first learn card is going to be the Environmental Sciences. Gotta keep hitting land drops. I am not going to attack. Because they could just play a cantrip and hit me for 3, which is more damage. I'll hold up my pop quiz. Well, that's gonna have to die. I guess I'll draw that. I'm really bummed that their Rutha gets to live. It's tough. Rutha almost always wins the game if you untap with it. They just do something so busted like double heated debate or something. We're still alive. Start with this. Something simple. Simple. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Double pop quiz. Even double curate is really bad for me. It didn't copy. Okie doke. So that's their game. I can bounce it if I can get one of my own guys to die somehow. Okay, actually, what I need to do is go to my hand, discard Frost Trickster. Wow, I've drawn a lot of lands. I wasn't even paying attention to that, but geez Louise, could I just catch a break here, deck? Come on. A 12 land hand is a bit excessive, wouldn't you say? Oh my god, that card is so bad. So they drew one card. This card was like 8 mana, draw 1. I can give this thing Vigilance and make it even bigger. No, I'm probably going to make this thing a 4/4. Oh, that was such a huge draw. So I guess I can trade those off. I'll just hold up Flunk. This is only Ward 2, right? Yes, it is. I'm dead to Igneous, but I'm dead to that anyway by them playing it and copying it. Oh my gosh, what a draw. So making this bigger, that adds 3 counters to it. I could just make this must jump. I have this to block the Spectacle Mage. I just have to hope they just top deck nothing, I think. Oh, they chump both. Gosh. Most of the spells they could draw kill me anyway. So I'm just gonna hope they whiff. So now they're dead. Ooh, got him. They didn't copy it because they didn't have a good card to kill. They couldn't kill my mage. They didn't want to kill my 1/1 because then I would have gained life. Let's go. Big win. Big win. That one was tough. That was one of those games where you're in a tough spot. You have to battle through. They double tempted by the Orlick us. But our Ether Helix coming in clutch, bounced our guy. We made sure that we could get a permanent back, our Frost Trickster. We're 5-1. They even top decked a card on that final turn. They top decked the Heated Debate, but we had the answer. Splashing Black has been really good for us. Really good. Today has been a great day. Jeez Louise. I am so stoked. Oh, I cleared out my email inbox. It was just a real relax. It's so nice. Oh my gosh. Even though I have a lot of stuff to do still, feels great. Oh my gosh, Filthy Robot. Oh my gosh, it's always awesome to, whenever I've played against him one time before, I think. Such a legend. On the draw, I'm going to keep this hand. I know I don't have a blue source, but I have about 8 in the deck. I have an Eliminate. And, yeah. If I draw my Field Trip or a blue source, I'm in great shape. I'm going to kill that before it can get going. It was going to gain a lot of life. Had the potential to really take over. I do not know what's going on. Trading my 2/2 reach for a 2/1 flyer seems good to me. His deck has got some weird stuff going on for sure. So far, so good. Hoping to draw an island so we can bounce his play. Oh, come on, island. No! Oh, we are gonna dumpster. Oh, if we'd drawn a land, we were so gonna win this game. Oh my gosh. No! You've got to be kidding me. At least we get to scry now. I'm so sad. Oh my gosh. Come on, island. There we go. We're in the game now. I don't know what his deck is. What is he trying to do here? Does he have some weird board wipe or something? I do not know. We'll put this guy back into our deck. We have a lot of... What the heck? I have watched hours of Filthy Robot on YouTube for Civ 5 content. Absolutely a joy to play against Filthy Robot. I'll just throw out this promo of his stuff. If you ever play Civ 5, go check out his videos. They are incredible. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very high level. Just a joy to watch. That's the second time I've ever played him. The first time I lost because I flooded out really bad. That time, I don't know what his deck was doing. He was probably some Quandrix deck as well that didn't draw blue mana. He had... None of the cards worked together in a guild. He'd cast one spell that entire game. No, maybe he cast 2 spells. Oh my gosh. This is for the trophy, chat. Oh my gosh, a glorious hand on the draw, though. Gotta stay focused. Stay focused. Keep the energy tight. The Quandrix Mirror. We're Quandrixing. Quandrix! Bury me, buddy. I'll tap this guy. Add more power to the board. The old PNT. Going for the classic play my creatures first approach. They can counter this if they want. I'm okay with that. Oh. So they have 5 cards in hand. I have 4, but I have 3 things in play and they only have 1. And all of our cards have been pretty good so far. But they have only played 1 card, so. They could have rejected. Needlethorn Drake tends to perform well against Quandrix, too, because it always trades for a card and usually trades up on mana. This card is terrifying. Absolutely monstrous. We'll see what we draw here. I guess I could have held back a Needlethorn Drake. Oh, let's see what they get. They could get the 2+1/+1 counters card. Oh. Interesting. Huge draw. 4/5. I'm okay with that trade. That thing was going to be a 4/4 very soon. I'm going to wait for their turn to do anything about this guy. Because they've been holding up a negate the whole game. And so I want to Burying Books, have them counter that, and then eliminate it. Get rid of it once and for all. Come on, buddy. I know you have the negate. Got him. I'm like a different person today. I'm playing so much better. And now this thing doesn't trade well with this. Wow, I cannot believe they let that hit them. It's bookworm time. What are they getting? Intro to Annihilation, sure. What? They are attacking. Oh, no, 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 opponent. You cannot attack there. I'm just doing this. It's the safest play. Because they can't target it very well. So they have to jump here. The reason I didn't attack with both is if they have a spell. Okay, they could attack, I guess. Okay, we can get it back, though. Bummer. That's an ouch. We're still in good shape, though. Amplimancer's actually going to carry us here. Because we have 9 mana, so if we draw a land, we're in good shape. Four, 7, 10. They have to jump with this guy. And I only have to pump once now. This is an 8/8 essentially, and they have a bigger creature coming. Did I throw away my chance at winning this? I feel like I might have. Oh, why no attack with the flyer? Good point. Oh my gosh, I thought they had a reach creature. I horribly botched that. Okay, they're holding up 2 mana. Really? I'm going to kill their life gain. Because I don't know why they cast this for 2 less, so I assumed they had another trick. Missing that 2 damage is huge. We'll scry once. Huge. Great draw. I could have gone for the lethal kill there. Yes! 7-1. Let's go. What a swing. We're back in the top 1500 from 97% to top 1500. I could have, but I was playing conservatively World Rock. I didn't want them to have a counter. I was still afraid of them having a combat trick because they cast their thing for 2 less than they could have. Oh yeah. Woo! Woohoo! Let's go. Thank you, Isaiah, for the subscription. Perfect timing. Capping off a 7-1 run with this fantastic Quandrix deck. Feeling rather excellently about how everything went. The deck build, the Amplimancer that I said I wasn't going to play, and then did play because it ended up being great. Environmental Sciences being a key to the splash. The splash being excellent. Flunk, eliminate. I think in that last game, the play where I played around their counterspell by using my Bury-in books first and not just eliminating at the earliest opportunity. Pretty awesome. I went 7-1, Isaiah. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. 2 months. Awesome stuff. But yeah, if you were watching this on YouTube and made it if you're watching this on YouTube and made it all the way to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag Clutch Quandrix, because I really needed some wins there to get my confidence back, and Quandrix came through for me. So hashtag Clutch Quandrix to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. It's free to do all those things, and it does help out the video and the channel. You can also click that little bell icon to get notified when I post future videos, because I don't know exactly what the bell does, but it's cool. And my bell icon ratios are lower than YouTube norms, apparently. That's what YouTube told me. But if you would like to catch the Twitch stream live, you can do so at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. If you would like to support my work directly and gain access to my card-by-card grade spreadsheet for Strixhaven, I'm going to be updating that. It probably will have already been updated by the time you watch this video, with all of my thoughts after over 20 drafts of the format. So a lot of data to analyze, actually over 30 drafts probably at the point you watch this. So a lot of data, and it's got a lot of stuff that you can use to make your own draft a little bit easier on yourself. So check out the Patreon. You're supporting my work and gaining access to some other cool goodies in the process. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Also, you can check out the Discord server, and my articles linked in the description and pinned comment below as well. That's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.